Noah stepped out of his house and headed toward the outskirts of the residential area. His pace quickened as he walked, each step releasing some of the unspoken anger building inside him. But it wasn't enough. His walking turned into a jog, and soon into an all-out sprint. He ran as if he were in a race, pushing his body to its limits. People on the sidewalk glanced at him with surprise, murmuring among themselves, "Is this guy crazy, running in this heat? Doesn't he know about heat stroke? Look, Mom, that guy is running so fast." Even over the distance, Noah could vaguely hear their voices, but he didn't care. He kept running, faster and faster, as if trying to outrun the fire burning inside him. Eventually, the anger ebbed, and Noah slowed as he reached a red light. He paused, waiting for the light to change. Suddenly, a violent crash erupted in front of him. A red compact car collided with a sleek sports car in the middle of the road. Neither driver had time to react. Bang! The sound of metal crashing against metal echoed through the air as the compact car spun several times before landing on its side. The sports car's front end crumpled, sliding to a stop against the curb. For a few moments, everyone stood frozen, including Noah. Then his eyes fell on the red compact car. It was Olivia's. Olivia? Noah's heart raced as panic set in. Without thinking, he bolted toward the overturned vehicle. Others were already gathering around, some trying to help, others filming the scene on their phones. When Noah reached the car, he bent down and peered inside. Olivia was unconscious, blood trickling from her head, but her chest still rose and fell faintly. "Let me through, I'm a doctor," came a voice from behind. Noah stepped aside to let a woman in her 30s assess Olivia's condition. After a quick check, the doctor's expression grew tense. "Her femoral artery is injured. We need to stop the bleeding immediately and get her out." Noah nodded, motioning for the doctor to step back. Grabbing hold of the twisted car door, he pulled with all his strength. The crowd watched in disbelief as he grasped the steel panel blocking Olivia. It was thick, high-strength steel, nearly impossible to move without the right tools. Someone muttered, "There's no way anyone can bend that. We need a cutter." But before the words had even sunk in, the metal began to groan and bend. Noah's face turned red with effort, his muscles bulging as veins pulsed along his arms. With a final roar, the steel gave way, and he flung it aside. He scrambled into the wreck, carefully lifting Olivia out. The doctor immediately applied pressure to the wound on Olivia's leg, and soon, the bleeding slowed. 5 minutes later, sirens blared as ambulances, fire trucks, and police arrived. Olivia was rushed to the hospital, while the driver of the sports car, gravely injured, didn't survive. Noah was about to hail a taxi to follow her when the female doctor approached him. "Your hand. It's injured. Let me take care of it," she said, her eyes falling on the deep cuts in his palms, cuts he hadn't even noticed. "Thank you," he muttered. The doctor smiled, pulling out a medical kit to clean and bandage his wounds. Once she was done, Noah thanked her again and caught a taxi to the hospital. Upon arriving, he learned Olivia was in emergency surgery. The next few hours felt endless as he waited outside the operating room. Finally, the door swung open, and the surgeon approached. "How is she?" Noah asked, his voice tight. "She's stable. We stopped the bleeding, and her injuries are being treated." Relief washed over him. "Thank you, doctor." Once Olivia was moved to a room, Noah followed. He pulled up a chair and sat by her bedside, watching over her as she slept. As he sat there, a sharp twinge in his palms caught his attention. He unwrapped the bandages, only to discover the cuts had already begun to scab over, far faster than they should have. Noah stared, bewildered. This isn't normal. His healing was faster than anything he'd ever seen. He was becoming less and less like the person he used to be. Hours later, in the afternoon, Olivia stirred awake. The first thing she saw was Noah sitting by her side. "Olivia, you're awake." He stood up, offering a gentle smile. She blinked, her memory slowly piecing together the accident. "How do you feel? Any pain?" Noah asked, his voice full of concern. Olivia hesitated, then shook her head. "No, I'm okay." What are you doing here? I was out running when I saw your accident, Noah replied softly. Olivia nodded weakly, just as a nurse entered the room. Upon seeing her awake, the nurse hurried off to fetch the doctor. Noah took the opportunity to step outside, heading to the nearest shop to buy some food.